Many people think that once engagement happens, everything is already settled. They believe the hardest part is over because a ring has been given, families may already know, plans may have started, and the future suddenly looks close and real. But what many people do not understand is that engagement does not automatically mean emotional success. In fact, for many couples, engagement is the stage where hidden problems begin to show clearly. Before engagement, many people are still trying to impress each other. They overlook things because they are excited, hopeful, and emotionally attached. Some people avoid difficult conversations because they do not want conflict. Some ignore warning signs because they believe love will fix everything later. But after engagement, reality begins to speak louder than emotions. This is the period when two people suddenly realize that marriage is no longer an idea, it is becoming a real responsibility. And that reality alone changes many things. Some relationships fail after engagement because people start seeing each other differently when pressure enters the relationship. During dating, everything may feel soft, exciting, and full of emotional energy. But engagement introduces expectations. Families begin asking questions. Finances become serious. Timelines appear. Responsibilities become visible. And not everyone is emotionally prepared for that. One major reason some relationships fail after engagement is because people discover they were in love with the idea of marriage, not fully prepared for the reality of partnership. Marriage is not only about love. It is also about patience, emotional maturity, communication, sacrifice, and responsibility. Sometimes a person can be very loving during dating but become withdrawn when discussions about money begin. Another person may seem understanding before engagement but become controlling when decisions become serious. That is because engagement often reveals character under pressure. A person who looked calm before may suddenly become impatient. A person who looked committed may begin to delay conversations. A person who looked certain may begin showing fear. This does not always mean they are bad people. Sometimes it means they are confronting fears they never dealt with before. Another reason relationships fail after engagement is communication breakdown. Before engagement, many couples talk every day, laugh often, and enjoy emotional closeness. But when engagement happens, conversations sometimes change from emotional connection to constant planning, expectations, and pressure. Instead of, "How was your day?" it becomes, "When are we paying for this? What are your parents saying? Who will handle this responsibility? Why did you not tell me this earlier?" Slowly, conversations become heavier. If a couple does not know how to communicate well during difficult moments, tension begins growing. Small misunderstandings become emotional distance. And emotional distance can become silent resentment. Another strong reason is hidden incompatibility. Some people can date for years and still not know each other deeply. Why? Because many relationships survive on routine, attraction, and comfort. But engagement forces deeper questions. How do you handle conflict? How do you spend money? What are your expectations for family? What kind of partner do you become when stressed? How do you react when things do not go your way? Sometimes two people love each other but are not aligned in important areas. One person may believe family should interfere often. Another may want privacy. One may expect quick children. Another may want to wait. One may believe financial control should stay with one person. Another may believe in shared decisions. When these differences appear after engagement, many couples feel shocked because they assumed love alone would cover everything. But love without alignment often struggles under pressure. Another reason is family influence. In many relationships, family involvement becomes stronger after engagement. Before engagement, families may stay distant. But once marriage becomes official, opinions begin entering. Parents may begin suggesting things. Siblings may start interfering. Extended relatives may suddenly have expectations. Sometimes a partner who looked independent becomes heavily influenced by family voices. And this creates confusion. A person may begin changing decisions just to please family. Promises may shift. Boundaries may disappear. And the partner starts asking, "Who am I really building with, you or everyone around you?" Family influence has ended many strong relationships because some people never learned how to protect their relationship respectfully. Another reason relationships fail after engagement is fear of commitment becoming real. Some people genuinely love their partner but panic when permanence becomes real. Dating feels flexible. Engagement feels official. Marriage feels permanent. That permanence can awaken hidden fear. Suddenly someone begins overthinking. Am I ready? What if this is a mistake? What if life changes too much? What if I lose freedom? These fears can cause emotional withdrawal. Some become cold. Some become inconsistent. Some start unnecessary arguments because internally they are confused. And sometimes they do not even understand why they are behaving differently. Another major reason is financial reality. Money has ended many engagements. Not because love disappeared, but because pressure exposed different expectations. One partner may expect certain standards. The other may feel overwhelmed. Wedding discussions can create stress. Future plans create stress. Responsibilities create stress. And if honesty was missing before engagement, money conversations become painful. Some people hide debt. Some exaggerate income. Some avoid financial truth until engagement forces honesty. That honesty can shake trust. Another reason is unresolved past wounds. A person may look healed until deeper commitment begins. Then old fears return. Past betrayal. Past disappointment. Past abandonment. Suddenly trust becomes difficult. Simple things begin triggering emotional reactions. A delayed call feels suspicious. A disagreement feels threatening. And unless those wounds are understood, they begin affecting the present relationship. Another reason is unrealistic expectations. Some people expect engagement to suddenly make everything perfect. They expect more attention, more certainty, more emotional security. But if problems already existed before engagement, a ring does not automatically solve them. In fact, it can magnify what already existed. If communication was weak before, it may become weaker. If trust was unstable before, pressure may worsen it. If emotional maturity was low before, conflict may become heavier. This is why many people say, engagement did not destroy the relationship. It revealed what was already there. Another reason is lack of emotional maturity. Love requires maturity. Because there will always be disagreement. There will always be moments where understanding matters more than ego. Some people want marriage but are not yet emotionally trained for partnership. They want love but struggle with correction. They want commitment but resist accountability. And engagement exposes this quickly. Another painful reason relationships fail after engagement is when one person changes effort after feeling secure. Before engagement, constant calls, attention, care, effort. After engagement, reduced effort, less emotional presence, less intentionality. The other person begins wondering, was the effort only for getting me? And once emotional disappointment enters deeply, love can weaken. Some relationships also fail because difficult truths appear too late. Things hidden during dating suddenly emerge. Habits, attitudes, beliefs, patterns. And sometimes one partner realizes, I did not fully know who I agreed to marry. That realization can create painful distance. Another important truth is that engagement does not create character. It reveals character. Marriage preparation is not only event preparation. It is emotional preparation. Two people must ask, can we solve conflict? Can we stay honest under pressure? Can we respect each other when emotions are high? Can we remain kind when things are difficult? Because wedding beauty does not guarantee marriage strength. A beautiful engagement does not guarantee emotional safety. And sometimes relationships fail after engagement because one person finally listens to what their heart has been saying quietly for a long time. They ignored doubts before. But engagement makes silence harder. And some choose to stop before marriage because they fear entering something they are unsure about. Painful, but sometimes wiser than forcing a future built on fear. At the same time, not every failed engagement means failure in life. Sometimes it is painful protection. Sometimes what ends before marriage prevents deeper pain later. Sometimes clarity comes late, but still on time. Because marriage should not be entered only because of pressure, public expectation, or fear of embarrassment. It should be entered with peace, honesty, maturity, and readiness. And that is why some relationships fail after engagement, not always because love was fake, but because truth became impossible to ignore.